Hello, we are looking at the Dow Jones Industrial Average on the daily time frame as a reference to the markets and where we were today and where we're going tomorrow. So on the daily time frame, today price action confirmed yesterday's analysis with the daily bar suggesting prices would go lower. As you can see, in one day, prices were able to come right down to the first area of support that we were talking about, the 25.5 level. And the way today's bar closed, again, a bar closing at its low suggests lower prices. And this being one of the first bars of the move prior to breaking from the consolidation above, suggests to me that there will be continued selling pressure as a result of this. This doesn't look like this is going to reverse at this 25 to 25.5 area. And so the next area of support on the daily time frame that we would look at is the minor consolidation that is at this area here between 24.4 and then the very lows of the pivot low at about 23,000. So somewhere in that area is where the 2 points that I'll be looking at for the market to move into and potentially reverse from those areas. That's what the daily time frame suggests. So we will take a look at a 4-hour chart. On a 4-hour chart, similar type of pattern with confirmation of the gap from yesterday's price action. We had a chart, we had talked about the chart being extended to the upside, how it overtook an area of resistance, and after overtaking resistance, it's often to see prices reverse. But on this time frame, the market had been extended, overtook resistance, and then we had a few little minor things that happened here with just a topping tail bar closing at the low. Not extremely bearish on this time frame, but definitely bearish given the extended nature of the overall market. So it did suggest lower prices, a little more severe than what it had suggested yesterday, but it is what it is, and the market is coming down pretty hard. So again, this 4-hour chart does suggest continued lower prices. The way the bar closed right at its low, this doesn't look like a bottoming pattern to me. So I believe that I'm looking on this time frame for the market to continue lower to either the 24.4 area or, if things get really bad, down to the 23,000 area. So with that, we'll look at the hourly chart. On this time frame, things are starting to look better to me. It's looking like the market has a chance to reverse. The pattern that I see, we talked about yesterday, the little mini consolidation, and prices accelerated down and broke below that consolidation, and then formed another consolidation with a nice topping tail and a bar closing at the low. This all suggests lower prices, given that the market has price void or a lack of support below it, and the market rally that's lasted for the last month is very extended. So today, though, we get prices gap down significantly, and the range of the bars is what I am focused on here. As you'll notice, the range started out with a large red bar down, then the range got smaller. What this tells me, and then the range got larger again. What this type of price action suggests to me is that in the beginning it started out with people in agreement that prices were going to sell off and go down. That's why we got a strong bar closing right at its low. It was a big bar, and it closed with conviction. That tells me everybody within that bar believed prices were going lower. Then on the next bar, the range of the bar from low to high decreased in size. It contracted in size. Momentum decreased. That tells me that people weren't completely convinced that the market was going to continue lower. And then on the next bar, prices expanded greater than any of the prior 3 bars. This is the type of price action that happens at the end of a move. It tells you that everyone is in agreement that the market is going to go up, if it's going up or down in this case. But whenever you have a bar, the range expanding after prices have already dropped significant value, it suggests that the end of the move is near. This is followed by another inside bar, a small little green bar. Again, it tells me there's now been a stolen momentum, a change in momentum. The sellers did not have complete control anymore. Everything took a pause. But then after that pause, the range has expanded again and accelerated to the downside. So this trend, this move here is getting extended, and it is extended right into an area of support. So this type of price action here, there's no reversal that's happened yet at any time on this time frame, but the extended nature of this move into an area of support is telling me there is chances for the market to reverse in here if I see confirmation on other time frames that that's a possibility. So with that, we'll look at the smaller time frames and see if there's any confirming price action to suggest that the market potentially would bottom in this area. Here's a 15-minute chart. Yesterday, again, we talked about the day that I recommended exiting the market, any long positions here or on the following day here. And then there was the gap down. This day was absolutely beautiful. It looked like things were going to continue higher. We had the gap down. Prices then consolidated a little bit lower or equal to the base that happened the previous day. Prices then moved below that base and consolidated sideways, breaking the lows of a base for the first time in a month that the entire rally had been intact. We then had the breakout bar right into an area of resistance, and the breakout failed with a breakout failure, and then set up this little sell pattern. Prices gapped down, and the whole day it was obviously just a bloodbath where things are selling off all day and all day. This time frame is getting extended, but what I really am lacking to see here is a fast acceleration away from resistance. This move, even though it is moving down, notice the size of all the bars are all really relatively small. There's not a lot of large ones, and the range of each bar is not expanding as it goes down. That's what we want to see, is an expansion in range as it goes down. That tells us that prices have the potential to reverse if there is a setup that suggests that. I'm not seeing an acceleration away from resistance here. The first point of resistance that we have from where we are currently is this little consolidation right here. And I'm not seeing any price pattern that suggests to me that a low is being put in place here. So this is the 15-minute chart. It does not suggest to me that prices are through going down. Like the 60-minute is signaling a potential in this area, but the 15-minute chart, in my opinion, is not confirming, and it suggests the 15-minute chart does have further to go. So looking at it, the next area of support that we have would be this area of consolidation or the unfilled gap that's at this price point at 24.5. So in looking at this chart, that's what I would really want to see, is another gap down, or ideally, if the market would open where it currently closed today, and then there was a fast sell-off in the morning. So we could see nice wide range bars accelerating right down into this area. That would tell me that that's going to set at least a short-term low in the market, and from there we would then see it bounce. But from here, I do believe the market will continue lower, and that is what the 15-minute time frame is suggesting to me. I'll go one time frame lower just to have a peek to see any clues that we can see that there's any type of reversal happening. And again, on this time frame, even though the move is moving downward just all day, the way I look at this, prices are not accelerating away from resistance the way they do when a bottom is set or a top is set. And so this time frame is looking also like things are just going to continue lower. As a matter of fact, the setup that happened right at the end of the day looks like just another sell setup. That's all I see all day are sell setups that just work out every one of them. And I'm not seeing any reversal pattern suggesting the market's setting a low, and prices are not extended yet is extended enough, in my opinion, away from resistance for the market to reverse. So with that, I'm certainly keeping a bearish bias going into tomorrow, and I will be looking for the market to move down into the 24.5 area and potentially look for some type of setups down in that area to look for a market bounce to bring us back up, and we'll see what type price action happens to confirm or negate that bias, and what type of position we can take next. So with that, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good luck trading, and I will talk to you later.